Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings. So we're going to do your pick a tarot reading now for those of you in relationships. If you're single or you're in between dates, that type of thing, check out the Finding Love in the Next 6 Months pick a tarot card reading sitting next door for singles. How this works is that I do 3 readings. It's usually pick a card on YouTube, and I think that maybe some people do have pick a tarot card reading, I don't know, but I decided to do it as pick a tarot card reading anyway, because I like to kind of like do a little bit of a longer reading. So we're going to do that, and what you need to do is you need to think about the question, all right, because I'm having a look at now those of you in relationships, and I do 3 readings. If you look in the comments section or you look in the description box, you'll find that each of the readings is time stamped. So you need to go to the timestamp, click on that timestamp. So it comes up as a number, it's blue, and you click into it and it will take you straight to that reading, either reading 1, reading 2, or reading 3. So before you kind of go into the reading, sit down, think about your question, and then meditate and think which reading am I going to go for. You might go for reading 1, obviously, reading 2, or reading 3. Click into that on the timestamp and it will take you straight through and you'll get your answer. All right, for the reading we're using for reading 1, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot, for reading 2, the Tarot Grand Luxe, and for reading 3, the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay guys, reading 1, we're using the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Okay, reader 1, hello. Let's have a look at reading 1 for reader 1. I call, whichever area you choose, I call you reader 1, reader 2, reader 3. Alright, so reader 1, let's have a look. What's going on for you in your relationship at the moment? Well, I mean, you do have a Queen of Cups showing here. So the energy around your relationship, and I treat this as an energy. I mean, it could be a person around you in your relationship at the moment, but then you could be a Scorpio or Pisces or whatever. But you know, if we look at this, I look at this as an energy. So with the Queen of Cups, it should be that there's lots of love, lots of understanding. You know, it depends. Sometimes with the Queen of Cups, if she's got her cup covered, it can be somebody who is emotionally distant from the other, or somebody who's not opening up. But the Queen of Cups, it's Cancer energy, and Cancer is, you know, its major card is the Chariot. So this is a card about nurturing and love, and it's as good as the Empress in a way. So I just feel that I mean, this could be a person though, but I feel that there could be, it feels like the energy is of lots of love and kindness and understanding with that Queen of Cups energy. What's influencing this energy around your relationship at the moment? 4 of Coins energy. So I do feel within the 4 of Coins, what's influencing, I think that somebody doesn't want to give something up. Somebody doesn't want to let go, because the 4 of Coins can mean distance within a relationship, somebody, and or it could be that somebody is being distant as well, actually. Maybe that's where the understanding comes from with the Queen of Cups, because the 4 of Coins energy can mean 2 things in a relationship, or just a few things really. But a couple of the things that stand out with the 4 of Coins is where somebody could be distant, somebody may be very emotionally disconnected. You know, with the 4 of Coins, this can also mean rejection when you get the 4 of Coins. So somebody's being rejected with the 4 of Coins. Or it can mean somebody doesn't really want to let go of a relationship as well. Let's have a look at what the root cause of that 4 of Coins is. Give us a bit more information. Yeah, I definitely feel that somebody's being distant here, because you've got the High Priestess. The root cause is that somebody's hiding something. You've got the High Priestess. I think that there is, with this Queen of Cups energy around your relationship at the moment, and it might be that what you're experiencing here, or the energy is one of, I mean, the Queen of Cups can be love. It can be, for example, with the Queen of Cups, you could be trying to nurture or cajole someone to come out of their shell. It feels like there is distance in the relationship. So this could be a person, maybe. Maybe there's a third party situation going on here. Depends. Don't know who you are, who's watching this. I'm not doing it for individual signs at the moment. I'm just doing it because, you know, I'm doing it for whoever is looking at stuff. That looks like a very wonky camera to me. Let me just see if I can recenter it. because it just looks wonky, man. Whoa. Why does that look so wonky? That looks better, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so always tricky with court cards, because it could be a person, yes it could be, but also the Queen of Cups, you can read her as an energy, and with the Queen of Cups as being the focus of the relationship at the moment, it's one about nurturing and kindness and understanding. Root issue being that somebody's hiding something. There's a secret here with the High Priestess, and what's influencing this is somebody won't open up. So I feel that somebody's not opening up about a secret, because this area here I read as being the root cause of this one here. So it feels like somebody's being very distant. It feels like the root cause of this is because there's a secret and the energy around, and as a result of that there's a need to kind of be kind and be patient and understanding with that. What have you been experiencing in the last 2 to 3 months, Reader 1, in your relationship, the world energy? So I just feel that you've been experiencing, and the world can be, you know, a conclusion, the ending of a cycle, you know, change perhaps with the world energy in the last 2 to 3 months. What's the most likely outcome of this relationship? I think that there's been a change here. I think as one cycle has ended, something new, a new phase has come in. So it might be that this is just a recent thing that's happened in this relationship, because I just feel that you've seen in the last 2 to 3 months in your relationship this massive change, like this, because it's a major arcana. So this massive cycle of change happening in your relationship, okay? This person probably changed, I'm getting the impression, maybe within the last 2 to 3 months. The most likely outcome, therefore, concerning your relationship in the next 6 months is what? You'll continue on. 9 of Wands. You'll keep. The most likely outcome based on everything is you're going to carry on. You're going to just keep on, because that's the 9 of Wands. Even though there's a lot of kind of hurt and distance and difficulty with the 9 of Wands energy, you'll carry on going within the relationship. You're not giving up on the relationship. You're staying in there. What's coming in the next 2 to 3 months, though? Let's have a look. I feel that there's going to be some accusations here with the Queen of Swords energy. I think there's going to be some arguments with this Queen of Swords energy. I think there's going to be some heavy criticisms with this Queen of Swords energy showing up. How are you approaching everything right now? How are you approaching everything? The 4 of Wands. So I just feel that you're getting on with stuff. You're approaching everything from the perspective of the 4 of Wands. Everything is fine. You know, we're still a unit, we're still together, we're still happy. So, we're just going to get on with everything, showing it. And that might be the energy around the relationship, which is why the energy around the relationship is the Queen of Cups, because you're being very, I think, it's either you or it's the partner. One of you is being very, but I have to read this as you, because this is your reading. So I just feel that you're being very understanding with this Queen of Cups energy, because what's influencing you having to be understanding is somebody has been distant here. There are secrets. But I do feel that there's going to be some, because we've got a sword card here, and when you get a Queen of Swords, she's heavily critical. And there's shouting here and stuff, but not all the time. Sometimes she's a truth teller. Sometimes you're getting the truth with her. But look how she pokes her hand. She's wagging her tail here. So it just feels like you're giving the partner an ultimatum here with this Queen of Swords. It feels like you've come to in the next 2 to 3 months, even though you're approaching everything with a sense of happiness with the 4 of Wands, and you're coming to the situation from a place of stability with the 4 of Wands energy, and you're not, because it's 4s of stability, and you're not kind of, you don't want to rock the boat. What you want to be is really understanding to the partner, which is why you continue to carry on within the relationship. I do get the impression here that you're actually losing your rag with that Queen of Swords energy showing here, because I think you've had enough of why this partner, it's almost like you're understanding, but you're understanding in the next 2 to 3 months. I just think that you're going to run out of steam. What is the advice from the universe concerning this? The advice is the 9 of Swords. Well, you can see that the eyes are covered here with the 9 of Swords energy, like somebody can't face anything. You've got 2 9s. Is it 2 9s? You've got 2 9s, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. So I just feel that something is nearing the ending of its cycle. I'm not saying the relationship is. I think the situation is. I think the situation is going to come to a close within the next 6 months. I think you'll find out whatever it is that's going on with this partner. I think that but the advice is the 9 of Swords energy. And really the 9 of Swords energy, it's about not bottling things up. So if you are bottling, if you are getting really angry here, because I think that it almost feels like you've ignored a lot of this stuff. And it feels like with the 9 of Swords, you've really got to kind of let it out. But the Nine of Swords, the advice might be, well, a lot of this stuff is in your head. It may not be as serious as you think. But the problem is that this person does hold a secret. They're hiding something with that High Priestess energy. And they seem to be very much clamming up. And all you can do is just be understanding to them with that Queen of Cups energy showing there. But I do feel that you lose your rag with them in the next 2 to 3 months. I think you're going to be heavily critical of them for why they've been so quiet. Why are you shutting me out? Because I just get the impression that you are being shut out. You're trying to ignore it, but you're just going to get to that point where you're like, whoa. And I'm going to clarify what it means, because I asked when I was shuffling, what should you do in the situation? And you should do that. Well, I certainly don't think it's telling you to close your eyes to it, which is what she's doing on the card, or ignore it, or suffer in silence, which is what the Nine of Swords often does. What do you mean that this Reader 1 should, what do you mean by Reader 1 should, or I should probably call you Seeker 1 actually. What do you mean Seeker 1 should do the Nine of Swords? Your advice is for Seeker 1 to do the Nine of Swords. What did you mean when you said that? 2 cards. Right, the Three of Coins. So you need to consult. 3 of Coins is all about consulting. 8 of Wands energy showing here. So the universe is saying we mean that the seeker needs to have a consultation, a meeting. I think that you need to get a meeting and get everything out in the air. Because the Eight of Wands is also about getting everything out in the air. Can you see all the wands, all that energy going out into the air? It feels like you need to have a meeting and get everything out in the air. So it feels like you need to clear everything out. Because this is release everything. So you need to release. You need to have a meeting and just release everything here. Because I think that whatever that release is, it's going on within the Nine of Swords. And I feel that you're this Nine of Swords, but also the partner is the Nine of Swords. Because the partner has been hiding stuff. They've been kind of pushing you out and they've been hiding stuff. And you've been kind of... The thing that I'm seeing here is, Seeker, that you are kind of with this Four of Wands energy, how you're approaching the situation, being that Four of Wands, which is blah, 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 everything's fine, yeah, we're happy, blah, blah, blah. And there you are being all nice and, you know, understanding and everything. I feel that what happens when you do that is that you really do bury a lot of anguish down. There's a lot of burying. I mean, if you look at the cards, we've got somebody who's hiding a secret, somebody who's rejecting you showing up here. We see this big cycle in the last 2 to 3 months, this change that just occurred where somebody was doing this, and we've got you as the most likely outcome still kind of hobbling along in the relationship. Well, if you think about it, and then you're approaching it like this and doing this, if you think about it amidst all of that kind of really kind of and I would definitely call it negative energy. Amidst all of that negative energy, Seeker One, what you're actually doing is you're pretending everything's fine, when really what you're doing is, I'm not surprised that these cards, these sword cards, came out afterwards, because what they're saying is that Seeker One has been burying their emotions. They're pretending, all you're doing is pretending in these areas that everything's fine when the partner is hiding so much. And you've seen this massive change over the last 2 to 3 months in your partner and who they are. So the universe is saying to you that in the next 2 to 3 months, it's going to come to an end, because you're going to just give an ultimatum, tell them what the hell's going on or whatever. And the advice is really, you got to let it all out. So that's what I was saying with the Nine of Swords. You're burying a lot of stuff in. You're internalizing a lot of pain, basically. I feel that some of you guys are really internalizing a lot of pain here, Seeker One. And the advice is you need to have a meeting and just let everything out. The Eight of Wands energy showing there. What is your hopes or fears concerning this? The Fool. Okay, so it might be that your fears are that you have been stupid. Maybe with the Fool energy you've been foolish, or you've not paid a lot of attention. Or it could be that that could be a fear with the Fool energy here, because the Fool means to be foolish and to be naive. Some of you guys are afraid that you've been naive in a situation, or there's something that you've overlooked, you've not looked closely enough, or something like that. Or it might be the hope is that with the Fool energy that you'll be able to lose the baggage, overcome the situation quickly. From here, where we're seeing critical energy in the next 2 to 3 months, what is the overall outcome from this energy here in the next 6 months from the relationship? All right. Well, there's going to be a change, isn't there? Now, I'm not going to say that the death is an ending of a relationship, but I definitely feel there'll be a change. I want to clarify what that death is. You don't always read death as endings. That's the thing. Sometimes you read death as just like there's a massive change finally after this tallying off, because it just feels like you say, you know, what the fuck's going on here? What is wrong? What's the matter? what's happening. You've been acting this for a long time, and I've had to put up with it, and I've had to put a brave face on, that Four of Wands energy, and I'm kind of just getting on with stuff. What the hell is going on here? And it looks like you really give the partner a good talking to, and the overall outcome will be, from that energy in the next 6 months, a change. Well, what is this change? You said the overall outcome will be death as a result of this Queen of Swords energy, this telling off that Seeker 1 is doing to the partner. Wants to know the truth. So what is the overall outcome from this death? And from this energy? What do you mean by death is the overall outcome in the next 6 months from this Queen of Swords in the next 2 to 3 months? What do you mean by death in 2 cards? It means, right, there you go, the King of Cups. So this is somebody who's opening up emotionally. Some readers don't read him so, but I do. I read him as somebody who's opening up emotionally. 9 of Wands energy showing here. I feel that there's the healing of wounds, because the King of Cups is a healer and the 9 of Wands is wounds. So I actually feel that there is the healing of wounds. So this is why I said that I felt that the change, we don't always read the death card as, there's a, they give the partner a telling off and then it's all over. Not necessarily so, because death just it's a neutral card, and it just means that a change from one state to the other. So I actually feel that after you kind of air your grievances with this partner and you say, look, you've been really cold and really distant. I know that you're hiding something. What's the root cause of it? Are you hiding something? Is something wrong? Because I won't tell you. I've been really nice about everything for so long, and I've just been coping and getting on. I've been really understanding why you don't want to have sex, why you don't want to do this, why you don't want to do that. I've noticed there's been a massive change in you in the last 2 to 3 months, and I've still been just hobbling along and getting on with it, And then you tell them this. You tell them all of this stuff. So all of this stuff here, you're just telling them here in the next 2 to 3 months. And the advice from the universe is just let it all out. Can you see there? They're not, just let it all out. 3 of Coins energy. The advice is you need to meet and get it all out in the open air. 8 of Wands energy. And from this energy here being the Queen of Swords energy, where you really kind of let rip, some of you guys, and you're just like, it's not that you're being critical, you're just saying, I want the truth. Tell me now. I demand it. You demand, because she demands. Queen of Wands is very demanding. Queen of Swords, is very demanding. You demand the truth. The overall outcome is you see a big change, because I feel that this person here showing us the King of Cups, this person now shows us the King of Cups. This person, there is the healing of wounds, because that's you with the wound, the 9 of Wands energy. You show here as well. It's funny, you've got Queen of Cups, King of Cups, 2 9, the 3 9s. You got 3 9s in the reading. So this cycle is going to complete itself. You've got 3 9s in the reading, including the including the 9 of Wands energy showing there. All right, so I do feel that this will change. It won't last. But unless you say something, it will continue. So I feel that in the next 2 to 3 months, you're really going to put your foot down, because some of you guys will be like, you know what, I can't bear this, I can't take this anymore. And I do feel there will be the healing of wounds going forward. Okay, so I think this situation will be resolved. You'll find out whatever that truth is within the next 6 months from the partner. All right, that is for Seeker 1. We're going to have a look at reading number 2. Hi Seeker 2, so we're going to do reading 2 for you people in a couple. See what's happening within your relationship within the next 6 months using the Tarot Grand Lux by Chiara Marchetti. Okay, so Seeker number 2, let's have a look at what's going on around your relationship. What's the present situation saying? Oh, the Lovers. When I see a Lovers card and I only see 2 people on the card, for me this is not, I see Lovers cards in different ways. So in one way, if I see, say, 3 people like the Dark Mansion Tarot, then I know that this is a situation about other people, third parties. But this particular Lovers card, I think there's true love here. So the energy around you is about true love. You and your partner should really be in sync with each other with this particular Lovers card. What's the influencing this Lovers? Ooh, the Queen of Swords energy here. Well, I certainly feel that some demands have been made. with this Queen of Swords energy showing here. Because the Queen of Swords is a very demanding card, and it's a very upfront and it's a very honest card. So I certainly feel that some demands have been made here with this Queen of Swords energy. What's the reason for those demands though? This should be the root cause. The Knight of Cups. I actually feel that what happened here for some of you guys around your relationship is that when you get a Knight of Cups card in a love reading, this can sometimes be somebody who's wishy-washy. It's ruled by Pisces, all right, the fishes. So it almost feels like the root issue is that the relationship was very wishy-washy, or the relationship, I don't think it was necessarily too new, because this can be a new lover, but I certainly feel that it was more that with the Knight of Cups energy, the relationship was very wishy-washy, or the person that you were with, or that you are with, sorry, is very, very wishy-washy. And I feel that maybe what's influencing, you know, this energy here is the wishy-washiness. So it might be what's influenced true love, or a true connection now between you and this person is demands have been made, I think, with this Queen of Swords energy. The root cause, because the relationship was wishy-washy, the partner was wishy-washy, partner was in and out of the relationship. Romantic, yes. Loving, yes. But at other times, Knight of Cups is a nice love card, but you can't trust it. Can be very, very wishy-washy, can be the type of person who tells you that they love you, but the next minute they're looking at someone else. And I think that some of you guys maybe, with this energy here of the Queen of Swords, gave an ultimatum. What did you experience, or what have you experienced in the last 2 to 3 months in this relationship? Well, no, great satisfaction in the last 2 to 3 months. A lot of pleasure some of you guys experienced with the Nine of Cups energy. So the relationship in the Nine of Cups in your relationship reading has said that you've had lots of pleasure. A lot of pleasure here in the last 2 to 3 months. Well, based on everything here, I think that really there's just a demand to get more serious, because maybe you've had a lot of pleasure here, but the relationship didn't feel particularly grounded with this Knight of Cups energy, and maybe you guys got really serious about this and said, look, I need more of a commitment here, hence that lovers. As a result of all this energy, what's the most likely outcome for your relationship in the next 6 months? 7 of Wands. I do feel that there are some challenges. The 7 of Wands can mean a couple of things in a relationship reading. Well, a few things reading, but just looking at this reading, it can either mean that you face challenges or you're trying to protect and defend the relationship. One of the two, 7 of Wands energy. Or the 7 of Wands can mean that you've got competitors as well. What do you guys see in the next 2 to 3 months for love for some of you guys? 4 of Coins, holding on to the relationship, stability. So I do see stability within the relationship. 4 of Coins would represent stability as well. How are you approaching all of this situation though, Seeker 2? 6 of Cups energy. You're approaching it from the 6 of Cups energy. I feel that you're approaching it from a place of imagination and fantasy with this 6 of Cups energy here. If you look at this particular 6 of Cups, it's a little girl on a swing. She's in kind of like some imaginary beautiful place. Cups and teddy bears, and let me have a look at her. And also every good thing. Horses, it feels like she's gone back to childhood. There's a certain kind of reminiscing element to this. There's a certain rose-tinted glasses. There's a certain element of like, this feels like childhood again. So it feels like you're approaching this situation from, and it feels like it may be, I don't know. I don't know whether it feels, I don't know whether that you're approaching the situation with that 6 of Cups from an unrealistic stance. We'll have to see what the other cards say. What is the advice for Seeker 2 on this reading, in this relationship? The advice is the World. Well, the World is all about, the World has many connotations to it. The World can also be to protect oneself, because if you look at the circle around the woman, it's talking about protection. All right. But also I think the advice is to do everything in with a sense of maturity, or with a sense of, because the World is about holding great knowledge. So the advice for you, because we're asking, well, what is the advice for you in this relationship? And the universe is come back with a major arcana and said, the advice is Seeker the World. That's the advice for you in this relationship. Not unless the advice is that you can have everything within this relationship. We'll see. We'll see. What are your hopes or fears? I think that your fears are that this person's not being completely honest, the Moon. Moon means secrecy. So it might be that because this person's been a little bit kind of, they've shown you a lot of love, you've had pleasure with them in the last 2 to 3 months. It could be sexual pleasure. Nine of Cups is a sexual pleasure card. Can be that you've done a lot of stuff together, you've been places, you've had a lot of fun. Nine of Cups energy showing there. You've had a lot of satisfaction, a lot of pleasure. Nine of Cups is pleasure. Cups are pleasure, so that can be drink, that can be drugs, it can be anything. I'm just saying that you've had a lot of pleasure with this person in the last 2 to 3 months. I think that you've made demands because of that pleasure. You've made a lot of demands on this individual, because I feel that even though this person's giving you a lot of pleasure, they still come across as maybe being a little bit, I'm not saying narcissistic, but very wishy-washy, like not 100% committing to something with this energy showing here. Your fears are that this person isn't 100% telling you the truth, or that they may be hiding things. It just feels like you don't truly trust whoever this person is, and yet the next 2 to 3 months shows stability. Four of Coins can be explained another way, though, we see. Now, from that Four of Coins in the next 2 to 3 months, what is the long-term outcome for this relationship within the next 6 months? Yeah, you're working hard on the relationship. I mean, look, you've got a few little grimaces with this person, you do, but I do see the relationship developing. You've got an 8. 8 means advancement. You've got the security of that Four of Coins, and you're moving forward. So in the next 2 to 3 months, we've got a secure relationship here between you and your other half, Seeker 2. And from that Four of Coins energy, we've got you guys in the next 6 months, next 3 to 6 months, advancing, working hard, building the relationship. 8 of Coins. It's a nice reading. For some reason you don't trust them, though. I'm going to ask why. Because this is your fear that you can't trust them, that they're hiding things. You wanted more of a commitment, you got it. You got it. You wanted more of a commitment and you got it, but yet you still don't trust them, which is interesting. What is this Moon about, universe? I mean, they've got a good relationship. I mean, it looks good. We've got some nice pentacles in there. I'm going to ask what the advice is with the world first. What do you mean the advice? Universe, you advised Seeker to the world. What do you mean by the world? Why have you given them the world as advice for this relationship? 2 cards. Right, Queen of Wands. And that can be anyone, because I'm not reading for a specific side. Oh, I mean, no, this is good. You've got it all. You really do have it all. There is a mutual attraction between the both of you. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, staring at each other in a reading, mutual attraction. That's what it signifies. You've got everything in this relationship. That's the advice. You have everything. You have everything. This person is as attracted to you as you are to them. Simple as that. Look at that. Look at the two of them. They are two people who are highly, highly attracted to one another. All right, you could even become, if you're of pregnancy age, you could even become pregnant, because the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and you've got the world. The world is an accomplishment, so the advice is you could be accomplishing something. When you get a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands together, it represents two very fertile people. You could become pregnant. If you're a woman watching this, the advice is also the world, an accomplishment. Two fertile people, you could become pregnant as well. So some of you guys watch out for that. You could becoming pregnant. Could become pregnant in the next 6 months. Next 6 months in this relationship. But also, more than anything, guys, the advice with the world energy is that you have it all, because you've got two court cards, a king and a queen of the same suit, and when you get that in a reading, you know that two people share the same values. So if you get a king and a queen of cups together in a love reading, you can see that these two people have a harmonious connection, a harmonious relationship. If you get a king and a queen of coins together, you can see that two people share the same values. So two people want to work hard, they want to build a life together, they want to, they want a nice lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle, the money, the environment, the materials, but they share that same kind of thing. That common denominator between the king and queen of coins energy is about family, laying down roots, having a nice home, having plenty, having a big family probably, carrying on a lineage. These two people here are very connected via their energy, so they share the same energy. You know, they share the same sexual appetite. They might like to both like, you know, they may both like to keep fit, go gym together. They may both be interested in the arts, in creativity. They share that energy. They share the same energy. They've got the same drives. They've got the same motivations in life. So you've got your soulmate. The advice is the world. You have, the world also means in a love reading, soulmate. You've met your soulmate. You have your soulmate here. But the problem is you don't trust them. Your fears are the moon. Why is this Seeker 2's fears the moon? Too many cards. Loads of cards, actually. Right, too many cards. I'm going to put these back and I'm going to shuffle again and ask to give me 2 cards. Why is Seeker's fears the moon in 2 cards? Why is Seeker's fear the moon in 2 cards about this person? Right, they are a little bit of a, you know, a lad about town, a girl or a boy about town, aren't they? The Knight of Swords energy. Yeah, I mean, the 4 of Wands energy as well. I mean, it feels like as well because they may spend a lot of time outside of the home as well. So they might spend time travelling as well, because the Knight of Swords is outside of the home. So it might be that this person, you know, works outside of the home, travels outside of the home. They might not spend a lot of time with you in the home. And that might be what it is as well. The root issue is the Knight of Cups. Knights are travellers as well. So it might be the root cause of you putting some demands down is because with the Knight of Cups energy, they may, you know, they might do a lot of travelling, for example, this person. You know, they might spend a lot of time outside of the home. Because I've got a Knight of Swords outside of that 4 of Wands. Somebody who spends time outside of the home. Somebody who does a lot of travelling, for example. You know, with this Knight of Swords energy. Knights travel, you know. Knights travel. Also, there might be some passive aggression around the relationship as well. That might be your fears are that their partner hides something. When you get a Knight of Swords and a Knight of Coins, it can mean somebody who's passive aggressive and it's surrounding the home, the relationship. There might be some passive aggressiveness. So it might be that your fears are as well with that moon energy. Well, why is this person so defensive? It might be as well that this person's quite defensive. And also this is being defensive in a relationship as well, because the Knight of Swords can be really, really defensive. So it feels like you've got some worries here. Your fears are, what if they're hiding something because they're very defensive in the relationship, or, you know, they're very passive aggressive in our relationship. I ask them, well, what have you been up to? And they get all defensive about it. So it kind of makes you think that this person might be hiding a secret, you know. Especially as the root cause of you making some demands is this Knight of Cups. You have a lot of pleasure with this person, but you don't feel that they're making 100% a commitment. What do you mean by the most likely outcome will be the 7 of Wands? If everything carries on the way it is. What do you mean the most likely outcome will be the 7 of Wands? 2 cards. Right, 3 of Swords could be separation, heartbreak. Oh yeah, 3 of Wands. Okay. Third parties possibly as well. Most likely outcome for the relationship can be like third parties, because you've got one person coming in between 2, and the 3 of Wands can be outside of that relationship as well. So the 3 of Swords, when you get the 3 swords, there's the third sword sits pivotal in the middle here and 2 at the side. Could be one person coming in between your relationship from outside of the relationship, 3 of Wands, or maybe one person coming in between your relationship. Could be something online. Might be the most likely outcome is, yeah, you do have competitors. That this person does have a lot of interest as well. 7 of Wands energy. Feels like that, or it could be that it's interesting because the 7 of Wands can be rising above challenges as well. But you're doing this. You're approaching the relationship from being the 6 of Cups. What do you mean that Seeker 1 is approaching the relationship as the 6 of Cups? What do you mean from a childish stance sometimes, 6 of Cups? Or immature or naive? You're approaching everything from naivety. I think that's what it is. You're approaching this situation from a place of being naive. The 6 of Cups energy. Sentimental, naive. So let's have a look at this again. You do have a strong bond with someone right now, apparently, Seeker. Okay? And the reason for that strong connection is because I think that you've made an ultimatum with that Queen of Swords. Very demanding, she makes ultimatums. The reason that you're making an ultimatum is because this person's a little bit of a, you know, they could travel outside the home quite a bit, but also this person might be a bit of a player as well. Knight of Cups can be a player, not always 100% committed, can be wishy-washy. And I think that you've put your foot down and said, you know, if you want to be with me, then be with me. If you don't, then get lost. I do feel, and I think that this is why the person is with you, because obviously this person could go. If they really didn't want to be with you, they wouldn't be with you, but they choose to stay. In the recent past, you've had a good time with this person, the Nine of Cups. There's been a lot of cheer, a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, food, wine, parties, whatever it is. We have just come out of Christmas, all the rest of it. You know, it's been a really good time in the last 2 to 3 months with this person here. Based on everything so far, the most likely outcome for your relationship will be the Seven of Wands, though. Alright, I think that you're still facing some challenges here, because I do feel that this person has other people that they like as well. I just do, because you've got this Three of Swords, still one person coming in between two. Three of Wands energy outside of the relationship. This person might be kind of, you know, Three of Wands can be like talking to people from afar, online, that type of thing. One person coming in between two threes. So I do feel that you've still got the most likely outcome for your relationship based on all of this is that, I just feel that there's still, you still have, you know, this person still has lots of people that are interested in him or her. Simple as that. You're still facing those challenges with that. But coming in, realistically, in the next 2 to 3 months, the relationship is stable. I mean, how you're approaching this energy here, and I think that you might be approaching the situation from a place of naivety, because this person, and I don't want to advocate and say, oh yeah, well, you know, it's just a lad, you know, he's allowed to have, he or she is allowed to have, you know, their amours, you know, they're allowed to have other people, you know, they're just a lad or they're just a whatever. I don't want to come across like that, not at all. But I think that when he says you're approaching everything from a naivety aspect is, I think that you can't, if this person is actually the Knight of Cups, like if they have a Knight of Cups sensibility, then they are always going to have other people that are interested in them. This person may be a very, very pretty boy or a very, very pretty girl, which is what the Knight of Cups is. Knight of Cups is always very dainty looking, always very good looking, very pretty. But also as a man, you know, if there's a male that we're looking at, he's always going to, you know, love to look at beautiful women or beautiful men, one of the two. He's always going to want to look at beautiful women or beautiful men, and that's something that you're not going to be able to stop. So it might be that the way that you're approaching things with that Six of Cups energy is from a very kind of naive perspective, where you feel that you're going to be able to stop, you know, lay down the law and just stop this person, you know, being attracted to others or others being attracted to them. And that's why I think that even though you've laid down the law and you've got what you want and you've had a really good time in the last 2 to 3 months with this person, the most likely outcome is you're still going to face those challenges, because this person is still going to have people that want to come in between your relationship, you know, and you're still going to have this person who's still going to look outside of your relationship to a certain extent. And there's not going to be a lot that you can do about that, all right? But the thing is that you do have a stable relationship. I mean, it's a number 4, and 4s are stability, but they take more work because they are, at the end of the day, simply a number 4. So I feel that regardless of all of this, it's you that this person wants to be with. This person knows that they're very attractive. This person knows that they garner lots of attention, seeker number 2. But at the end of the day, it's you that they want to be with, because you're building stability here. And when I say building, I mean building, because number 4s are, you are starting to build something, but there's more work to be done. So coming in, you are building a stable relationship, and the universe wants to advise you that you do have the world here. This person is your soulmate, and you have a very strong connection to one another. Your energy matches. You match this person's energy, their energy matches you. You're a real match. You're a real match. You're soulmates. You're a king and you're a queen of wands, regardless of whatever your suits are, whatever your zodiac signs are. Seeker number 2, you really do make a good match. And also for some of you guys, you could become pregnant if you're a female within the next 6 months with this person's child. Problem is, your fear is this, the moon, that this person has secrets. Okay. Now, the Knight of Coins can also be somebody who pursues pleasure, because coins don't just mean money. And coins don't just mean tradition or responsibility or food. They also mean sex. And when you get a Knight of Pentacles energy as well, he can be the type of person who pursues the pentacle pleasure. So your fears may also be that this person is hiding stuff from you. Perhaps when they're out of the house, what they're pursuing out of the house is sex. Knight of Coins energy, which that can be as well. But also it could be that your fears are they hide things, because maybe there's a bit of passive aggressiveness in the relationship whenever you ask a question about where they've been or what they've been up to. I think that possibly there could be something travel related here as well. The overall outcome though from you guys building this relationship with the Four of Coins, the overall outcome over the next 6 months is you're still just working hard on building it with the Eight of Coins. You're still just going to be doing what you do, working hard to build the relationship and working hard to get the relationship where you want it to be. That's what you're going to be doing. Okay, so you know, it's a relationship that will take time to build. And I'm not going to promise you over the next 6 months that you're going to get married and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Because this is, the thing is, you want someone to change, I think, here, Seeker 2. That's what I think I'm looking at. I think I'm looking at somebody who wants someone to change. And that's where your naivety comes in with that Six of Cups. That's why you approach everything. You're like, I want this, I want that done. And you get it. You get it to a certain point. And from that point there, you are working on building this stability, and in the next 2 to 3 months. So from what we see here, the Lovers, where you demand that this person, you know, commits properly, and this person does with the Lovers energy, but you are building this energy further in the next 2 to 3 months. Four of Coins. And in the next 6 months, you're building it even further. So what we see here is we see a pattern where things are a process. So there is a process here in this relationship, Seeker number 2. It's just a process, all right? It's just a process. There are no conclusions here as yet. It's a process, okay? I very much doubt that this person would be with you if they didn't want to be with you. That's all I'll say on that. Because you've got so many good points, amazing points actually in the reading. You've got that Nine of Cups in your last 2 to 3 months. Pleasure. You've got the advice from the universe saying that this person is your soulmate. You've got the World here, which indicates a soulmate relationship, and 2 cards of the same suit that indicate the perfect match. All right? You've got somebody who's committing to you here as well. All right? Now, this person is going to get attention. They always do, I should imagine. But this person is a work in progress, and this relationship is a work in progress. And I actually feel that you've just got to accept the situation for what it is at the moment. Because I just think if you try and change this person too much, it may kind of blow up in your face. So I just feel the good thing with your reading is that you have love right now. You're building on that love 2 to 3 months in. So between now and March, you're still building that with the Four of Coins. There's stability, but more room for growth and building. And within the next 6 months, by June, you're still building it. So we're seeing a process here that is developing within the relationship, which is quite nice. All right, so just live in the moment and take things for what they are, okay? That's what I would advise. All right, Seeker number 2, that's your reading. Seeker number 3, coming right up. Hi Seeker 3, so we're going to do your reading, if you're in a couple and you've picked reading number 3, this is it. We are using obviously the Light Seers Tarot for the reading, so let's get shuffling. Okay guys, so let's have a look at what's happening. What's going on for you, Seeker 3, in position 1? Oh, Nine of Coins reversed. Wow. So the Nine of Coins reversed when it comes to a love reading, Seeker 3, is a card that indicates we are becoming a part of a union. So we're no longer doing this. Now, the Nine of Coins, in a relationship, that can actually mean sometimes that you feel secure personally, on a personal level. But it can also indicate somebody who is in a relationship, but the relationship isn't particularly exclusive. When you're reversed, and this can also show somebody who lives on their own, so they have their own space. But in the reverse, you might be moving in with a partner, for example. So the Nine of Coins reversed could actually indicate that maybe some of you guys are right now considering moving in with a partner, becoming much more kind of exclusive in your relationship with that Nine of Coins in the reverse. What's influencing this? Yeah, I mean, I just feel that with the Four of Wands energy, fours represent stability. So some of you guys are really starting to build up this stability within your relationship with this person within the next 6 months. Well, right now, apparently, in these energies, these are the next 6 month cards. So you guys beginning to build up your relationship with this person with the Four of Wands. It's a number 4, so it represents stability, but also represents, yes, you are building a foundation, but there's much more that you need to build. Okay, so this is really nice. There's a lot of scope for growth and expansion in this relationship. Now, what's influencing this Four of Wands energy? What's the reason for this? I read this card here. This is my card that I read in response to this one. Oh, the Sun reversed. So the reason for this is because of the Sun reversed. That's interesting. So the Sun reversed can be delays. That's the thing. So the root issue for why you guys are starting to build something, I think that this has been a long time coming with this Sun reversed. So I think that things hadn't happened for quite some time in this relationship. There'd been delays, there'd been setbacks. And I feel that this is why right now, what's influencing you guys kind of moving to the next level in a relationship is because finally you're starting to build something. So I'll give you an example. For example, the partner works, halfway across the world, and there's been so many delays in you guys really being able to build your relationship. Even though you love one another, there's all sorts of reasons why there seems to be this distance, and you can't quite, get a tangible relationship working. But it might be that the partner finally decides, oh, okay, I've got this job, I've got a new job, and it's closer to where you are. That type of thing. So I actually feel that for some reason, the reason for you guys right now in the influence position, the Four of Wands energy, really quite kind of feeling happy and building this happy, loving relationship together is because it's almost like something couldn't happen for a time and now finally it's happening and everybody's really happy. What's happened in the last 2 to 3 months? The Page of Cups in the last 2 to 3 months of what you've experienced. So I feel there's been a lot of kind of, with this Page of Cups energy, I don't like calling the Page of Cups love, that's the only thing. But I certainly feel that there's been a lot of kind of really nice, lovely energy around the relationship. I think there's been a lot of, romantic interest here. I feel that, you've definitely stayed in contact and you've definitely just had a really lovely time together with this Page of Cups. Page of Cups also means pleasure as well. Any of the cup cards when they show up, especially cards like the Page and the Knight, I would definitely say up to the Page and the Knight, these are the pleasure cards, along with cards like the Three of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups, and also the 10 of Cups. I would say those cards really do indicate pleasure. All right, lots of pleasure. This is pleasure. So I definitely see you guys having pleasure in the last, and almost feeling in the last 2 to 3 months. It feels like, regardless of whatever these setbacks were, Seeker 3, it feels in the 2 to 3 months gone by, you've not given up on the relationship. You've had this real belief, because the Page of Cups is not just about pleasure, it's also about imagination. If you look at this boy, he's looking at himself in a way, being up in the air. So he imagines that he can do anything. Sometimes this is drugs, I won't lie. It definitely is. It's drugs and it's drink. It's the Page of Cups for sure. But if you look here, this person he's got this amazing imagination and he really believes that anything is possible. So I feel that it feels like even though you had setbacks in the relationship, that in the last 2 to 3 months, there has been some lovely energy around the relationship, and it feels like you really believe that anything was possible in this relationship, regardless of whatever it was you were dealing with. Therefore, the most likely outcome for the relationship within the next 6 months, Seeker 3, is, Justice. Everything coming together is the Justice energy showing here. So based on everything so far, everything's going to come together. with the justice energy, because justice represents the scales being balanced, finally balancing in your favour is the justice energy. So things going in your favour, things turning out the way that you want them to turn out with, with the justice energy. However, what's coming in the next 2 to 3 months in this relationship, guys? Strength. So strength is a nice energy. I mean, it can represent a couple of things. Strength can represent personal strength, so personal confidence in a situation, willpower, determination, overcoming obstacles. In a love reading, it can mean a very strong sexual relationship between two people. It can also mean one person overpowering the other. But we see on this particular strength card a woman who is human on one side and masculine on the other. So I just feel that there is this shared kind of energy, if that makes any sense. That feels, because I don't have a lion. She's actually holding on to a lamb, actually. And it's interesting with the strength card, because the strength card can be about mastering. 8s represent the need to master them. For me, they're the kind of mastership cards. All right, strength. So this is all about mastering rage, or mastering, our desires, or controlling our desires is the strength energy as well. It feels like it's something to do with controlling a desire. I'll see what that's about in a minute, because it means so many things the strength card does as well. I also go with the way that the picture looks too. How are you approaching the relationship? Right, you're approaching it Ace of Coins reversed. Interesting. So some of you guys aren't kind of committing to something here, because the Ace of Coins in the reverse, Ace of Coins in the upright means that you are building this foundation, but you're approaching it like you're not. I'm wondering if this is you, Seeker 3, doing in the next 2 to 3 months, controlling your desires here. Almost like it feels like you don't believe, even though strength is the card about self-belief. When you're a tarot reader, you've got to rely on that old intuition. So sometimes cards turn out to be something completely different, even if they are in the upright. Well, I feel that if you're controlling a desire here, comes to me, and I'll clarify this, it almost feels like there's a lack of belief here, because you guys are approaching this relationship from the stance of being the Ace of Coins in the reverse. It's almost like you're not getting too precious about this. It's almost like there is an air of you. It feels like you're experiencing two sides of yourself. Okay, and that might be what the strength card is, because there are two sides of the self on the strength card here. One is the powerful side, one is the desirous side, being the lion. One is the rageful side, being the lion, and the other side is the human side, the calm side. Because what strength tells you to do is, in order to achieve an objective, we need to treat it with kid gloves, and we need to this is the kid. Of course, it's a little lamb, isn't it? I think kid gloves. So, you get more results with the softly approach, rather than sometimes being forceful. Though this is definitely a card that can indicate forcefulness as well. Interesting, the tarot is. We're going to clarify that in a moment. But it feels like, when I look at the reading here, Seeker 3, that a part of you is very excited about this relationship, because despite whatever the setbacks were in this relationship, you still held on to the dream, being that Page of Cups in the last 2 to 3 months, and the Sun energy in the root issue being reversed. And that's why, that's influencing this energy here, which is influencing this one here. You guys starting to, with this Page 9 of Coins in the reverse, starting to transition from being perhaps alone to being in a fully fledged relationship, which is influenced by the Four of Wands, feeling a great deal of satisfaction within a relationship. But this is influenced by the root issue, which is the Sun, that things took a long time to develop in this relationship, but in the last 2 to 3 months you had this hope with this Page of Cups and this imagination that anything was possible regardless of whatever the setbacks are. However, and that's nice, but you're approaching everything. You're approaching the situation still from the Ace of Coins reversed. So it almost feels like to me that even though there is a strong sense of belief in this relationship, that you're going to get what you want, that it's going to turn out fine, I actually do feel that there is still this lack of belief. It's almost like you've got this kind of protection device going on. It's reversed, but Pentacles also mean shields. So it almost feels like you're trying to you've got this kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You've still got this plan B in a way, I think, with the Ace of Coins in the reverse, if I can call it a plan B. You still got this kind of thing where you say, you know what, I believe in all of this, but just in case it doesn't work out, I'm going to approach it from this area here. Because in a way, it almost feels like you say to yourself, well, I'm not going to believe it until it literally is what I want it to be. That's where I think you're coming from. What is the advice that the universe has for you in this relationship? I feel that the universe is telling you just to open your heart with this Knight of Cups energy. I don't think it's about following your intuition or following your heart. But no, I think it is following your heart with the Knight of Cups energy, and to open your heart, all right? Because I feel that a big part of you in this area here really has this strong sense of belief where you say, yeah, I think everything will be fine, it's going to work out great, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do the other, you know, it took us a long time to get here and it's going to all work out. But a part of you, I feel in a way the next 2 to 3 months with strength might be about you controlling that urge to really go to that place where you're like, yeah, it's going to be fine, because you're approaching everything right now from the stance that you just don't really believe it. And the Ace of Coins reverse kind of says, I'm not completely committing to all of this though, just in case it goes wrong. I'm not going to completely give everything of myself to it. But the universe says, give yourself to it and follow your heart. Let's clarify that strength and see what that strength card is. Seeker 3. About what does it mean by strength? Universe Spirit, you said the next 2 to 3 months for Seeker 3 would be strength. What did you mean by that in 2 cards? Right, so you got the Ace of Swords, which again is about strength and truth. Breakthrough is the Ace of Swords energy. Okay, success after a hard fought battle. And the Page of Coins energy showing here. So even though I feel that with the Ace of Swords energy, there are breakthroughs here, I still feel that you err on the side of caution with that page. Because the Page of Coins, even though he's looking at the Pentacle, and sometimes when you look at a page card, a Page of Coins, and pages are all about new paths as well. Alright, so some of you guys might be speaking about building this new tangible path. Because the Page of Coins is all about building a tangible path. It's a Pentacle card, and pages are all about new paths. So some of you guys might be speaking with the partner about building, you know, about building this new tangible path in the relationship going forward. But also some of you guys, though you have the power in your hands, the cards fall in your favour, it might also be for some of you guys with that Page of Coins that you still seem to be a little bit sceptical about the whole thing, which is what the Page of Coins can be. Hence strength, feeling strong about stuff, but just feeling the need to hold back a little bit on those, you know, on that urge. What are your hopes or fears? Well, your hopes are the King of Wands. Okay, so accomplishment is the King. All right, so your hopes are to accomplish. It's funny because you've got the line there right behind you there, Seeker 3. So your hopes are that, you know, actions that are taken will result in success, because that's the King of Wands. All kings are the culmination of their suit. So when we look at the wands, they're all about the action that we take. If we've got a king, then it's culminating. The action is culminating into something. So it's culminating into success. So it's a successful outcome. So I think the hope is that all the actions that you take in this relationship with the King of Wands are going to culminate in a successful outcome. Now we've got strength showing up here in the next 2 to 3 months. Where are things heading as a result of this energy here too in the overall outcome for the overall 6 months? Well, I would say commitment with this Hierophant. I read this as commitment. It's nice. It's a nice energy. To which I would actually say that here, the next 2 to 3 months shows a very strong relationship. Now, the strength card with the lion and the woman, it's often a card that indicates 2 people, 2 separate entities who come together as one. Which we can see here, there's 2 separate entities in one body. So it almost feels like 2 separate entities coming together as one. Alright, and clarifying and saying that new ideas, Ace of Swords energy, and actually the Page of Coins energy is where this manifests. Okay, it's literally taking shape with that page, because you've got the idea of the Ace of Swords, but the Page of Coins it's literally taking shape. It's literally manifesting it into something. It's small because it's a page, but the idea which is in the head is literally with the page starting to take shape, because it's starting up. So it's starting to take shape. So these are plans, these are ideas that you and this person are working towards, are literally starting to take shape here. And that's what's leading to the overall outcome, which is in the next 2 to 3 months, ideas starting to take shape. That's why the relationship is strength. It's leading to the next 6 months, so it's leading to the following 3 months being the Hierophant, a real commitment being made. So I actually feel that whatever is going on here, Seeker 3, even though you don't really believe it with that Ace of Coins being reversed, you're not 100% committing. You've got a bit of a get out clause in case things don't work out. I actually think that they will do in the next six months. I think that in the next 2 to 3 months, your relationship with the strength energy sees you working collaboratively with your partner. You're very different, but you bring these different energies to the relationship. There's a lot of respect here. There's a lot of trust here. There's also the need to accept one another for who you are and what you are together. And it's clarifying and saying that this is about you and this partner. The ideas now starting to be manifest, now starting to manifest and take shape into physical form with the Page of Coins. And therefore, that's the next 2 to 3 months. From that, the next, where everything is heading in the next 6 months, is commitment with that Hierophant energy here. We're starting to really build that foundation into something very, very, very... It's not even building. You've got this commitment showing here. So literally committing to whatever these plans that are now manifesting, you know, in the next 2 to 3 months. Literally committing to those long term over the next 6 months. So it's a really, really good reading. Excellent. I think all of the couple readings have been very, very excellent. I think they've all been excellent. Really, really good. So yeah, brilliant, brilliant reading. Excellent. All right then, that's your reading, my darlings. I hope you guys like that. If you guys would like, you know, me to do more of these pick a reading cards, pick a tarot reading or pick a card readings, let me know. Because I really enjoy them and they're shorter to make. They're really good. All right, guys. Love you loads. Take care. Bye-bye.